Hey everybody, this video we're going to be moving this 300 gallon acrylic tank from here to over here. I think I'm going to end up moving it by myself. I think I moved it by myself to get it over here anyway, so that shouldn't be an issue, but I might have to, I guess I might have to take all the sand out of it to do it, but I want all the sand out of it no matter what. So, might as well do it before I move it. So that does mean moving this gar and this Peru flower to the 1100. So I'm kind of excited about that. I've been wanting to do that anyway, just get everything in there. And I wanted to give these two kind of a break for a week or so anyway, just to, they were the least dominant in the tank, so got to fatten them up a bit before moving them. And if there's a problem in the 1100, I can always move them back and isolate them into a different tank. Not that I really want to keep moving them around, but I think I'm gonna have much better luck. Something just splashed big time. But I think I'm gonna have much better luck with them in the bigger tank anyway. So it'll be easier for them to find food and not be as crammed in. And I think the other ray won't get as aggressive with this one around feeding times too. So that's the plan. And I'll try to film it as best I can without any help. First thing that's easy is I have a ball valve that I can open and drain the tank rather quickly. These little shovels are great for substrate or a net, but this is a lot. It's a lot. It's not really that much, but still, this is better than a net. But if I had a little tank, like a smaller tank, like a 55, a net works awesome for getting sand out. People ask that all the time on the forums. It's the best way to get sand out. Let me see if I can find a good net as an example. Oh, you know what? They're all over here. This, like a 12-inch, or maybe this is a 10-inch. These are perfect for getting sand out of tanks and gravel, really. You just got to be careful not to bend it too bad. But I'll use this little shovel. They're cheap. There's a little extension too. Good for keeping your car in the winter. But that's what I'll use. Anyway. Open up one of the lids on the 1100. People ask me about the lids. It's just that really common greenhouse roofing, the polycarbonate greenhouse roofing. You see a lot of do-it-yourself stuff with these, but lids, super common, super easy to work with. They are a pain, actually, it's still a pain in the ass, but for the arowana's sake, I wanted to have something, and I didn't want to do a net, but I wanted to have something that would flex for the arowana. I can't do it. I just don't want the humidity in the house. I still run a dehumidifier, but it's just a lot to have in your house. So I wanted to cover it. but I wanted it to be something that would move if the arowana does hit it. And then I installed these little flaps that might help keep the ends from popping up. But there's also this Euro bracing around the whole tank, so he's more likely to hit that than anything. When he spooks, or when an arowana spook, for the most part, I've noticed they jump into the corners. But that doesn't mean a random jump. Obviously, they can jump very high, so I'm hoping that this will be enough. Also hoping that he never hurts himself because the water line is so high up. Only got one light on right now. So we're almost 50%. We're almost at the intake on that FX6 too. I just took that lid off. I couldn't really do that while filming. It is a pain to get them off. I did install another lip here for them to sit on. I literally had those lids in mind when I installed that. Could be better though. They're finicky and hard to get into the right spot. But it works. It works. I can't think of another cost-effective way to do it. And if anybody has any better ideas, I'd be very open to hearing them. Alright, we're probably low enough now. Ray's getting a little uncomfortable. A rare opportunity to get a good look. Beautiful ray. Still some damage around the edges of the disc, but really beautiful ray. All right, buddy. Let's do it. All right, you're ready. You're ready. Again, I don't want to turn the lights on and stress them out too much. Let him sit in the corner for a little bit and settle in. Now I'm gonna move that gar. Let's go check him out. Oh yeah, he's like, shit! Alright, I'm gonna start taking filtration apart while it drains the rest of the way. step stool. It's the only way. That's what I'm gonna do. Add it to all these. Carefully. By the way, don't do that. Don't put your air pump there. That's the stupidest thing I've ever done. I see some K3 somehow has managed to make its way onto this side. That's annoying. A lot of it. How does this happen? Well, the divider isn't perfect. But you see, this is very, very thick with media, and underneath all these floating bio balls are the sinking ones, and then underneath that is trays of rings, of ceramic rings, and also there is a lot of sponges in there that I had cycling on other sumps for a while. And I haven't had an ammonia spike. So even after adding all those fish, I haven't seen a trace of ammonia. Been testing daily. So that's a good sign. All right, so I got the sump taken apart. Pulled out one of the FX6s. I don't know if anybody else does this, but I like to add sticky notes the last time I did it. Today is, I think, August 9th or 10th or something like that. So it's been a while. It was time. I know people will let them go a year, but I mean, 3 months is about it for me. And we're at 4 months, so going on 4 months. So that's a little bit long, and I think the worst part is the other one. It's been way longer, so that's it's definitely time for this. And I was thinking about putting these both on the 1100, but I'm not sure I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to set them aside. I'm going to put one on the 240 and then the other one on the 210 for now. I don't want to. There's no easy way to mount them to the tank, and yeah, I just added tons of bio balls to it anyway, so I'm not too worried about the bio load at the moment. But it's something I could do in the future if I need to. But for now, I'll keep going. I also added a hose because that bulkhead couldn't let any more out, so that's slowly siphoning more water out, emptying it while I clean out these. I'm going to clean them both, and then, like I said, I'm going to put them on the 240 and the 210 for now. So I did one FX6 and tossed it on the 210, which I think I'm going to just leave it on that tank full time, and I'm going to take this other canister off it. The other canister was just kind of to move some extra water around anyway, but so now just got to finish this other FX6. plumbing is done. Not some of my cleanest work, but I made it work as best I could. And there's still a little bit some finished work to do on that, but got 3 drain lines, 2 1-inch and 1 1/2 inch draining into the 1100, and then 1 1-inch return that runs the back wall, goes through UV first and then runs the back wall and comes to this side of the tank. And then I'm dripping just directly from my sink water in slowly, so comes through and through the whole system and then drains out on the other side of the 1100. So awesome, never have to do water changes on either of these tanks. I'll have another video once we get it stocked. Gonna be moving the baby rays to it and a few other things. I think it's gonna be pretty cool. So I'm psyched about this tank. I tiled the bottom, which I'm really liking. I think the tile looks really clean. Yep, we'll see you in the next video.